America was shouting victory in the 1940s. But for Black Americans, that word came with a question mark. How do you fight for freedom overseas while being denied it at home? World War II was supposed to be about stopping fascism, about ending racial hate in Europe and Asia. Posters with a big bold V were everywhere. Radio hosts said it. Presidents said it. It felt simple. But if you were black in 1941, it wasn't simple at all. Segregation was still law in much of the country. Black men joined the army, but in segregated units. Black women took jobs in defense factories, but were pushed to the lowest roles. Families bought war bonds, rationed sugar, and prayed for their sons overseas, yet couldn't vote freely because of poll taxes. That's where the WWII came in: victory abroad, victory at home. The idea didn't start with a march, it started with a letter. In January 1942, a young man named James G. Thompson wrote to the Pittsburgh Courier. He asked a simple but bold question: why should I defend democracy in another country when I don't have it in my own? The paper published his letter. Then they turned it into a campaign. 2 V's, easy to print, impossible to ignore. Other black newspapers like the Chicago Defender helped spread it across the country. People wore WWII pins. Churches talked about it. College students debated it. It wasn't anti-America, it was America being asked to keep its promise. Meanwhile, more than 1 million black men served in the military during WWII. They fought in Europe and the Pacific, but they did it in separate units. White officers led most of them. Many were pushed into support roles. Then came the Tuskegee Airmen. Trained in Alabama under heavy doubt, they became one of the most respected fighter pilot groups of the war. They protected bombers over Europe and proved the racist myths wrong without saying a word. Their success cracked the wall of "they can't do it." Back home, another battle was brewing. Defense factories were booming. Planes, ships, tanks. America needed workers. Hundreds of thousands of black families moved north and west for jobs in what historians call the Second Great Migration. But many companies refused to hire them for skilled work. That's when A. Philip Randolph stepped in. He threatened a massive march on Washington in 1941. He said if black workers were shut out of defense jobs, the country would see protest in its capital. President Franklin D. Roosevelt responded with Executive Order 8802. It banned racial discrimination in defense industries and created the Fair Employment Practices Committee. Was it perfect? No, enforcement was weak. But it was the first time in decades the federal government admitted discrimination was a national issue. After the war ended in 1945, something had changed. Black veterans came home less willing to accept second-class status. The NAACP grew fast. Court cases piled up. The logic behind WWII, that democracy must be real for everyone, helped lead to Brown v. Board of Education in 1954. And in 1948, President Harry S. Truman signed Executive Order 9981, desegregating the armed forces. The WWII campaign didn't end racism overnight, but it changed the conversation. It proved something powerful. Loving your country and pushing it to do better are not opposites. They're partners. Victory isn't just about beating an enemy overseas. Sometimes it's about fixing what's broken at home. If you want to see how this fight turned into the modern civil rights movement, watch the next video on your screen.